These are a couple of corsets that were worn by some local donors. 1991 Rocky Horror Show at the Cliffs Pavilion, and they were made by a lady called Tabby, who is pretty well known with that genre of sort of of costume, and she made these. We've got all the ephemera that go with them as well. There we go. So I'm just going to check these over, just check the condition, and here's the first one. All the tapes there. It was a husband and wife who wore these. The his and the hers. This is a good opportunity to check the condition of the tissue as well. Want to change the tissue every now and again. We've got all the ephemera that go with these, which is wonderful.
And what are you looking for in terms of the condition of the tissue?
With the tissue, sometimes there's discoloration, there'll be yellowing if it's old. If there is, like rubber girdles can quite often give off sort of chemical vapours, even the older ones, and so they'll start to discolour the tissue, so that's why we sometimes keep those isolated. This isn't looking too bad, but yeah, it will be like yellowing on the tissue if there's any sort of problem with that. We've got all the ephemera here. This is Tabby, who actually made all of this kind of glamorous. There we go. So we've got everything relating to how they purchased them, letters, bits and pieces like that. But here's a photograph. Here's the letters. So this is the couple in question. So there's the red one. I think they had several made by Tabby. I believe this is this one here. So this is only one of hers. And there's a letter as well. They loved it. They've made several orders of corsets, belts, shirts. So they had a lot bought from Tabby. So this is great to be able to show she was a local maker as well. And these people lived in Colchester. So with the costumes themselves, I'm just going to check them over, that the ribbons, we've got to be aware that sometimes, because they've been used, the ribbon is a little bit frayed on the edge there, so we'll have to be careful when you've got to, obviously to put them on, you have to utilise all these ribbons and ties, but where possible, we're not going to sort of pull those around too much. If I just turn that over, you see we're going to have to utilise them and just gently pull them out. So we've just got to be very careful what we're doing here, making sure all the stitches are in place, that all the laces and even the little suspenders, that there's no loose stitches. And then we'll take copious measurements to get it right on the mannequin. And choose the right size mannequin to see where we're going to need to pad, like we've padded all the other pieces up as well. So, but this looks in good condition from when I remember it last. I remember there was an awful lot of ribbon. Just making sure this is all intact, which it is, and the inside linings are fine. Yep. And the boning isn't poking out. I mean, they were only worn, I think, a few times, so they were very well looked after. And we've just got to ensure that when we mount them, or maybe just using that one, that we're making them support as much as possible. But so these should be really nice, or this one should be really nice to mount. It won't be too difficult. It's quite strong. All the eyelet holes, they're all in place. There's no strain on those. Everything's in place there. Yeah, so they look in good condition still. But yeah, we'll have to have a proper measure up and see. There probably will be some sort of costume mounting padding that we're going to need to do, just to sort of pull out the chest area and make sure we've got that shape. It will be a waist measurement, just to make sure if we do need to, because they're not all perfect, if we do need to sort of leave this open a bit edge to edge, we know where we are. As long as with the front, we need the front to look as is, with nothing crossing over. And then the chest, so it would be chest and waist. They tend to be, because it's like the waist and hip, it's quite a sort of straight body shape. So these are the two areas we're just going to check that we can get the piece comfortably round without any stresses, because it is in such good condition. We don't want to, although it seems a bit adversely, corsets are meant to be tight and stretched. We want to give that impression without putting any undue strain on the object itself. I'm just checking down here. Yeah, you can actually see down here where it has been worn. I was looking out for wear marks. There's a tiny bit of where it's been worn, and the person's moved in. They've sat down in it. They've been in the theatre, so they've moved in. There's just a tiny mark there. We're going to have to be very careful of where the boning piece is just starting to push through there. So we'd have to be very aware of that and keep it as straight, so there's no sort of bend or push there. Keep it as straight as possible when we're mounting up. And I'm looking the other side. Yeah, I mean, it's quite typical of where the movement has been, where the person's been wearing it. So we're going to have to keep an eye on that when we're mounting, just to make sure we don't want it to get any worse. I don't think it's the metal boning. And it actually has split a little bit there. It's bent a little bit there. I can feel where it's sort of, and here. You've got those kind of, the person has, yeah, you'd expect it where they've sort of moved and sat down. So we've got a little bit of kind of stress on the boning there. So we'll have to be aware. And it's just how it will sit. So that we won't force that. So as that sits on the mannequin, it will just have to, it may have to stick out a bit. We could put some padding underneath here just to make that work a bit better. It's what you'd expect from something that's been worn. But apart from that, it's in very good condition. This is, you know, the eyelets are important as well for how we're going to be able to tie it up. Make sure we've not got anything, any folds, any extra folds that. That's, just stops that sliding back and forth, so we've got a nice little. And when we're ready, we can just take that out, and we know we're ready to go for mounting.